picking my son. If I get there at 4 or 5, I'll be in big trouble. So the first thing is that I want to say that I came here because of only 3 very, very important things. Number 1, 2 weeks ago, and this is to the commissioners, 2 weeks ago, I visited my neighborhood school called Narok Secondary School. There is a new school for girls, which has been built there. I think now for the last 3 years or 4 years. These girls are studying in very difficult, the young girls are going through a very, very difficult time. And this is Narok County. The number of teachers is deplorable. You'll find that one young girl or one teacher is teaching almost over 150 students. This is a matter which I want to request the Commission to take it very seriously. Because as representatives of the ombudspersons of the citizens, we are going to demand for more teachers to be brought to Narok. That is issue number 1. Number 2, I told you only 3 issues that brought me here. Number 2, these teachers, if you see the kind of life they are going through, the hardship that they're going through, in fact, it leads me to now want to request the Commission to declare Narok County, the entire county, a hardship area, so that we can give these people morale to continue teaching. When I Vice Chair, Commissioner, I was really shocked. When I visited the school, there's a school in a place called Narok. First of all, there's no road, which is very true, what Madam Guo said. There's no road to get there. Because that road is supposed to be a rural road, but it's still with the national government. Those are things that we are still fighting in Parliament. So that if that road can be brought to the county level, we can then now clearly oversight and ensure that the county government does what? Build those roads. So I want to tell you, these teachers are really doing a good job. They are paying peanuts, they have no house allowances, their insurance, medical insurance is a problem, and I know, trust me, and I know the amount of money which the national government is setting aside for insurance policies. I know recently it was renewed, and it is billions and billions of shillings. So I want to request you, when you go back, the same challenges you'll find here in Narok are the same challenges you're going to find in Marsabit, in Samburu, you know. So I really want to beseech you. In Wajir, in Northern Kenya, I want to beseech you, when you go back, look at Narok County as a special case. Let me give you a small homework. When you go back home, please go to your Google and go to YouTube and search the following. The most difficult, dangerous way of going to school. Americans come all the way from America and they go to Narosra. They go to a place called Ngutotu, and they film young kids, young girls, traversing a whole sub-county to be able to go to a school in a place called Ntuka and Olebariata. And when they're walking, there are elephants there, there are lions. It's a very big challenge. So I think we just need to be a little bit proactive and to say, what are we going to do so that we can improve the quality of life of these teachers, the quality of schools, the environment, so that we can be able to improve on performance. Let me tell you something. I'll give you a story. For me, I grew up in a place called Kolombo. Back in the days, things were very good. I went to school there. After a few years, I went to the Sangale Primary School. From the Sangale Primary School, I crossed to Narok High. Nowadays, a lot of parents whose children are born in Narok County do not take their children to Narok schools. They take them to Kericho. They take them to Bomet. If you go to Bomet right now, the number of children from Narok County is like more than the number of children who are from Bomet. All those schools, the children who are there, it is difficult. So I want to tell you the reality. Because me, apart from being a politician, I'm also a leader. I have sponsored over 25,000 young girls to go to school, including taking them to America. If you go to all these schools, you will not find a library. Any support you want from Parliament, from the Senate, just know that Olekena is there to give you. But let us believe in the principle of form follows functions. Money should follow what? Functions. In terms of education, it is only the pre-primary school which is what? Devolved into the counties. The entire policy is in the national government. The national government is in charge of everything. You know, county governors are even committing an offense, even building primary schools. They are not supposed to build primary schools. Neither are they supposed to build secondary schools. They are only supposed to build ECDs. And even those ECDs, it's a big challenge. So I want to beseech the Commission. If you want these people to continue working well, please, number one, think of their welfare. Think of the challenges that they are going through. It will not help us if we come here and we say we are discussing about the education in Narok County. We must of all, first of all, discuss about the challenges. If we bring those challenges and we develop a roadmap to solving their problems, then we can then be able to discuss about education in Narok County. Let me give you a practical example in terms of housing. Recently, I built a house, a 2-bedroom house, modern house, for my worker. It only costed me 1 million shillings. There's nothing that stops TSC from coming up with a fund that they can build houses for these teachers. 2-bedroom. And in fact, if you're doing it in mass, that amount of 1 million will come down to almost 750. So I really want to encourage TSC that when you come here and you engage with these stakeholders, let them be very candid. Because when they are candid is when you will go back and come up with the real solutions. Finally, this matter of ECD. What is it called? The new system? CBC. Is it CBC? Yes. So some of us are 8 for 4 kids. We don't know what CBC is. I want us to be practical. Parents are suffering. It is too expensive. It is too expensive for parents. It is good because you want to nurture talent. The other day in Parliament, was in one of our WhatsApp groups. We were sent a picture, a rather small video, of young kids who were in a market. And all of them had a banana, an orange, Karibu customer, and they were all shouting and shouting and shouting. Seriously, do we really need to go to that extent? If we have to tell children, 20 children in a classroom to bring chicken, why don't you tell one child to bring a chicken and you use that one chicken to demonstrate? I mean, seriously. You know, we have to be practical. Those are some of the things that we need to review. With the new government in place, my role as a legislator is not to support what the executive is doing, but to check and oversight it. If the executive is doing a good job, I say, congratulations, you're doing a very good job. If you are not doing a good job, I tell them you're not doing a good job. So, tafadhali, go back there and say, Narok leadership and the people of Narok are demanding more teachers in their schools. Number 2, Narok teachers and stakeholders are requesting, to consider declaring the whole Narok County a hardship area. Hiyo ni request, si ndio? Ya tatu, na pia hiyo ni request. But we can sit down and come up with a plan. How can we improve on the welfare of these teachers? How can we improve on their salaries? How can we improve on their housing? So that even when a teacher is going to teach, anasikia vizuri. Do you know some of these head teachers, and I don't know how many head teachers are here? Some of these head teachers, when you go to their houses, Small, little, tiny shelters. At the end of the semester, there are children who do not have homes. 2, 3, 4, 5. There are children who do not have homes or shelters. These headmasters or head teachers, seriously. This is the 21st century. And I wish the county government was here. Unfortunately, I cannot be able to wait because my child is very, very important. I have, for us politicians, and my sisters will tell you here, is that we are donated to the public by our families. We never get time to really spend time with our families. So when you get even 5 minutes, please cherish it. And they become strangers. So really, today, don't even talk about a lot of, a lot of stories here. Engage these people. And Madam Vice Chair, tell them to be candid. How is their welfare? Because some people wanasema tu protocol, atanyamaza. And then my phone, nikitoka hapa hivi, my phone, 100 messages. Mheshimiwa, hii area ni hardship, hii si hardship. Mheshimiwa, tafadhali hivi na hivi. Tusaidiane. Expect to find a lot of statements from me in the Senate demanding that their welfare be improved. As I end, I was saying I wish the governor was here, so that I can be able to map out the on-source revenue in Narok County, to show you where the money is going, to show you how we can be able to improve more money from this Narok County, such that we can donate some money to our schools. I will teach them how we can do it legally. There's nothing as good as the law. Because you can even be a criminal and you still survive through the law. Because if you look at the PFM Act, Section 109, it clearly says that all money which is generated locally must be deposited in the county revenue fund, except money which has been set aside by what? By that law or any other act of parliament. And then the more you read the PFM Act, it tells you how you can set up a fund. What stops Narok County from setting aside $1 billion shillings to build homes for teachers? What stops it? So TSC, let's engage. I know your mandate. Now, tuandikia watoto wa Masai. Most of these schools don't have kids who are Masai teaching. Seriously, they don't. Sorry, I'm very candid, but I always use some parliamentary and formal language. But it's English. This nonsense of delocalization, sometimes it hurts. You understand? Misa. Because you go to a place that kid does not even know how to speak Swahili. They only know how to say super, They don't know how to say anything. So this issue of delocalization, we need to do what? We need to find a way of doing, affirmative action. In certain areas, you say, there is no point of delocalization here. Sometimes even you need to be concerned about families. This issue where a young boy, as young as this one, marries, and the wife is in Kericho, and him is in Samburu. My friend, the time the kids come, I mean, it's a reality. So let us be honest with each other. Let us not be so rigid. Let us try to solve those things. Madam Vice Chair, in summary, tuongezea walimu Narok. Ya pili, tafadhali consider classifying the whole of Narok County as a hardship area. Increase hiyo pesa kidogo. Ya tatu, have discussion with the county government. Narok iko pesa mingi sana. We have a lot of money. See how we can partner with TSC to do what? To build houses for these teachers. Manyumba, itabaki property of the schools. It's not going to be their personal properties. Okay? Hii system mpya CPC Hiyo CPC, kama ni kuku, don't expect to be the whole class to bring chickens. Peleka kuku moja, fanya demonstration like the way we used to do when we were going to school with my brother here. You know, let's consider that, because this CPC thing is very, very expensive, and parents are not affording it. Otherwise, thank you for the good work you're doing. Mbarikiwe sana. I'm sorry I have to leave, but at least I've delivered the message that I was asked to deliver by the teachers. Sasa, mbarikiwe sana.